It's so bad. There's blood everywhere.
Oh man, I'm just sinking it too. Holy shit.
Look at that.
What's going on? We're digging up my foundation today, baby. Gonna be doing some sealing on that, so let's get started. Yeah, I definitely f***ed up last time, but this is a way better machine, dude. It is so much bigger. Just the cab itself is like 3 times the size. Try not to knock my bed off the stands. It smells good. Cedar always reminds me of Branson. Hold. Come back. I guess they kind of had a footing or a pier. Look at that. If you can lift the whole thing out of there in one piece, it's not enough. Not enough concrete. So when I pitched the idea of digging out the house and totally exposing the foundation on 3 sides, it's safe to say that my wife was not super impressed by that. The thought of the project this size can overwhelm a lot of the people, but with me not being a small details guy, I usually just kind of ignore all the signs and jump right in. All was going well during the first day. Yeah, there was a few small hiccups, but nothing too major. And then things started to take a turn for the worst.
Well, we have trouble in paradise, folks. This is not good at all. If this fills up, that is going to be really bad news, because I'm going to have water just flowing through the cracks. I'm probably going to have to go buy a sump pump. This is really not cool. What good timing we have. Wow.
I went and bought a pump that night to try and keep up with the water, but I didn't fork out enough money, and my pump turned out to be pretty inadequate for what I actually needed. After that first day, we had a pretty massive amount of rain that delayed me being able to dig at all the following day. That led to me having to rent the machine for another day, so we were off to a good start. Well, what would a project be without obstacles?
Nothing.
That's right, my child. So, to empty this moat out we got going on, we gotta get the shop vac going, put it in there, and then I put it in an old faithful wheelbarrow because it's way easier to carry 50 gallons of water in a wheelbarrow than it is a shop vac, and then a dumper.
What?
After I got tired of wasting enough time trying to get the water out of the trench, I just decided I needed to get to work. I started by scraping off the blocks and then hitting them real quick with a grinder to clean it up so most of the mud was off. By that point is when I realized I had another problem. The bottom course of the brick on my foundation has had such constant pressure of water against it that it's made the cinder box pretty brittle, and brittle enough that even a few soft taps with a hammer has popping holes in several of the bricks. Now, it's not the end of the world, but it's pretty bad news to get when you're trying to wrap up the project as soon as possible. I do have an idea of a solution, but I'm gonna talk to a brick mason and see if he can confirm what I want to do before I actually pull the trigger on it, because I don't do this type of work ever, so I want to make sure I'm doing it properly. The scope of work I was looking to accomplish was just cleaning the bricks, grinding out and repointing the mortar joints, and then adding some tar and then a rubber membrane on top of that. And I was hoping that would give me the best chance of not having any water in the basement. That way I can really start to execute my plans to make it nice down there. As far as the trench goes, I'm going to be putting drain pipe throughout that routes to the sump pump, and then the sump pump will discharge that out towards the street and get that all figured out. And after That's all in. I'm going to fill it most of the way up with rock, and then I'll top it off the last little bit with some of the dirt that we pulled out. I thought in this video it was kind of important to highlight some of the problems that I ran into, because problems during a project like this are totally normal. If you get through a big project without any issues, you're actually in the minority and you're pretty lucky. Things almost always come up, and that's why I suggest to homeowners to have an extra 10 to 15% ready just in case of emergencies, because problems do arise. No contractor is perfect, and we all make mistakes, and you should be weary if a contractor is promising you no issues on a big project. Things come up that you can't foresee. It just is what it is.